Free agent quarterback Colin Kaepernick grabbed media attention. Kaepernick requested a spot on the New York Jets practice squad in a letter to general manager Joe Douglas that was later made public on social media by rapper J. Cole. Even though he didn't get into his dream team, another professional team gave him a quarterback offer. And look how the NFL players responded to Kaepernick's surprising new offer. What's the Colin Kaepernick story so far? Since the end of 2016, Colin Kaepernick's sixth and last season with the San Francisco 49ers, he has not participated in an official NFL game. We could discuss the details of how and why that is the case, but you've probably already seen and heard enough to know that the league is essentially banning him because of his views on police violence in the country. Instead, let's concentrate on the events that have occurred since then, including a workout with the Raiders, the birth of his child, a glowing recommendation from current players, and most recently, a rather humble letter to the New York Jets in which he requested a chance after Aaron Rodgers' season-ending injury. I would be honored and extremely grateful for the opportunity to come in and lead the practice squad. Colin Kaepernick stated in a letter, "I would do this with the sole mission of getting your defense ready each week. If I were able to fill this role, I believe this allows for multiple things." He stated that by making the quarterback athletic and adaptable, he would allow the defense time to get ready. Additionally, it would provide the Jets the opportunity to assess Kaepernick without putting any competitive pressure on Zach Wilson in order to preserve the self-assurance of the starter. In addition, Kaepernick stated he hasn't stopped working out and would be a risk-free contingency plan in case Wilson falters or has an injury. He also provided the coaching credentials of Jim Harbaugh, Chip Kelly, John Harbaugh, and Mark Davis. Worst case scenario, you see what I have to offer, and you're not that impressed, he stated in his letter. Best case scenario, you realize you have a real weapon at your disposal in the event you ever need to use it. In either of these scenarios, I would be committed to getting your defense ready week in and week out, all season long, and I would wear that responsibility like a badge of honor. The signing of future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers provided the Jets with realistic Super Bowl hopes going into the season. However, when the veteran tore his Achilles during the season opener against the Buffalo Bills, his Super Bowl dreams appeared to be over. With 2 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions this season, Wilson's struggles haven't changed since he was selected number 2 overall in the 2021 NFL Draft. Wilson has so far given every sign of being the Jets' starting quarterback. Even though Kaepernick hasn't competed in the NFL since the 2016 season, his addition would undoubtedly make headlines. Even though he has trained during his absence from the league, that is still a significant amount of time. A quarterback on the practice squad wouldn't have to worry about it as much, but it is still a possibility. He didn't choose to stay out of the league for this long. When he played for the 49ers, Kaepernick kneeled during the playing of the national anthem to protest racial inequality and police brutality in the United States. Despite having thrown for 16 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions in 12 games the season before, as well as having a Super Bowl trip on his record, he remained unsigned throughout the 2017 season. He filed a complaint to the NFL, claiming that team owners conspired to keep him out of the league. Despite being only 30 years old in 2017, he has been absent from the NFL for some time and will turn 36 in November. It would be a surprise if the Jets decided that he was a risk-free signing as a member of the practice squad. Aaron Rodgers' injury, which occurred 4 plays into the 2023 NFL season, has left the Jets in need of a quarterback. Tim Boyle, a seasoned journeyman, has served as Zach Wilson's backup and has been a below-average starter. The Jets ultimately decided against taking Kaepernick up on that offer because he hadn't played in the NFL for 7 years and instead signed Trevor Siemian. However, a different professional team has recently expressed interest in signing Kaepernick. The Canadian Football League team, the BC Lions, according to TSN's Farhan Lalji, reported that the Lions have added Kaepernick to their list of potential trade targets. People from the sports world were quick to respond to Kaepernick's unexpected new offer. There's been no conversation about Colin coming here. Alouettes general manager and interim head coach Kevis Reed told the Canadian press. It was just to let them know we had his rights, and if there was anything they were interested in to get back to us. There's been no call back from his agent. That's where it stands, at least for now. Football Canada president Jim Mullen responded with surprise again. I remember when Wally put him on the neg list before his NFL draft. Gabriel Morency, the Canadian sports broadcaster, wrote on X, the BC Lions always a step ahead of rest when it comes to QBs. Wow, CFL Kaepernick. For CFL organizations, adding a player to the negotiating list doesn't really mean much. Simply put, it implies that if that player joins the CFL, they must either sign with the team that has them on their neg list or persuade that team to trade their rights to a different desired location. The former San Francisco 49ers star has previously been on a CFL team's negotiation list. From March until September 2017, Kaepernick was a player on the Hamilton Tiger Cats negotiating list. Even though Kaepernick's agent claimed he had no interest in playing in the Canadian Football League at the time, the organization released him. Later that month, the Montreal Alouettes contacted Kaepernick's agent and put him on their list of players up for negotiation, but they were unable to come to a deal. The former NFL quarterback appears to have two alternatives available to him if he wants to play football again. The NFL is not one of those possibilities, though, as things stand right now, which is probably why Kaepernick is still not playing football. The XFL, a league that made news last month when it announced that it would be combining with the USFL, would be an option for the former 49ers quarterback if all he wants to do is get back on the field. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who owns a portion of the XFL, was asked if Colin Kaepernick might wind up playing in the league after the merger was announced on September 28. Johnson's response was quite intriguing. "We met with Cap and his agents, whom I like a lot, earlier this year," Johnson wrote on Instagram. "Good meeting. I look to create an opportunity for him, but I don't think it'll happen. We'll see." According to the way Johnson responded to the query, Kaepernick's camp apparently declined Johnson's offer for him to participate in the XFL. Despite the fact that Kaepernick led the 49ers to the Super Bowl in 2012, he could feel as though playing in the XFL would be a step down for him. However, the reality is that since he has been out of the NFL for 7 years, playing in another league may be his last chance to return. The second option for Kaepernick to play football again, if he decides against the XFL, seems to be Canada. TSN reports that the BC Lions have added Kaepernick to their list of potential bargaining chips. It just means that if he chose to play football in Canada, he would only be able to negotiate with BC. This does not imply that he will play in the CFL. Naturally, it appears that the 35-year-old has no desire to travel to the north. Two other CFL clubs, the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Montreal Alouettes, have had Kaepernick on their negotiating list for the previous 6 years, but they never actually spoke to him. Kaepernick appears to be focused on the NFL, even though two leagues would welcome him with open arms. After Aaron Rodgers suffered his permanent injury last month, Kaepernick even sent a letter to the Jets. In that letter, Kaepernick offered his willingness to play quarterback for New York's scout squad in exchange for a contract. The Jets don't want him right now, but if he's eager to play, it appears the CFL and XFL do. In the end, it seems like Kaepernick is stuck between a proverbial rock and a hard place. He still clearly wants to play, and he appears to be maintaining the necessary conditioning. Sadly, it seems that no one is willing to answer the door when he knocks on it. Could it be that the former 49ers star just needs to give up on his dream of playing in the NFL once more and make a fresh start elsewhere? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For more videos, subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and see you with another video.